So I came across this Underbust Corset on Pinterest and I liked it. I decided to recreate mine. So yeah, it is. If you like to learn how I made this Underbust Corset, then this video is for you. Watch till the end. My name is Veronica Adams Eze. Welcome to Vera Adams YouTube channel. Without wasting time, let's get started. So right here I have the pattern paper and I've gone ahead to mark the shoulder measurements, the armhole measurements, and I took the shoulder to bust line, shoulder to underbust, shoulder to waistline, and I went down by 1.5 inches and I marked it as the full length. Right here I'm going ahead to take the waist measurement, and the waist measurement I'm using is 32 divided by 4 is 8 inches, and I'm going to mark back that intake of 1.5 inches. I'll then connect this to the chest line, and on the chest line I've already gone ahead to take the bust span measurement, which is 36 inches divided by 4, and that is 9 inches. The next thing is to take the underbust measurement, and the underbust measurement I'm working with here is 29 inches divided by 4 give me 7 2/4, and I've gone ahead to take the dart, which is 1/2 inch, and then after that I realized that what I have left on the side is 1.75 inches. So I'll go ahead to distribute this on both parts. That is 0.5 on the left side and 1.25 on the right side. So I'm going to go ahead to connect it with my ruler, just the way you see me doing here. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead to connect these new points to the initial dart leg, just the way you see me doing right here. Once this is achieved, I'm going to go ahead to take 2 inches above the underbust line, and from that point I'm going to mark it 0.75 inches, and on the bottom line I'm going to go ahead to mark 0.375 inches. I'll then go ahead to connect these points together. This will serve as the opening at the center front. The next thing to do is to go ahead and bring in the ruler to connect it from that point into the underbust dart leg, just the way I'm doing right here. At this point we're done with the drafting of the front bodies, so we'll move ahead to cutting it out. Please pay attention to how I'm cutting out, because most of what we drafted here will not be needing it. So you see how I'll be cutting it, and the ones that will not be needing at the end of the day, and the one that will be useful for this tutorial. So right here is what we'll be needing for this tutorial. I'm going to go ahead and label it as the front bodies, and I'll go ahead to use it to cut out the back bodies. Mind you, the back bodies will not have that curve that the front bodies has at the underbust. It's just going to be straight at that point. I'm going ahead to use a paper tape to hold the pattern paper down so it doesn't shift, so that I can trace out the back bodies. So at the end of this, I'm going to have the back pattern. So right here we have the back pattern. I'm making sure that we have the accurate measurements. At this point I'll go ahead to bring both the front and the back bodies. So the major difference is the fact that the back bodies is straight, unlike the front bodies that is curved at the underbust area. Working on the front bodies, I'm going to go ahead to close the dart region, since I want it to be a one piece. So I'm going to close up the dart, and right now I'm trying to see if I have the accurate measurements once I close the dart, and I did. Still on the front bodies, I've gone ahead to cut out that center front opening that I marked earlier. So here is a close view of what the front bodies looks like. Right here I'm placing the front bodies on the fabric. The fabric I'm using here is my brother's old jean. Yes, I'll be using it for the course of this tutorial. At this point I've gone ahead to cut the front bodies out. I'll go ahead to cut out the back bodies as well. I'm done cutting out the back bodies. I went ahead to notch the upper area so that this will guide me, because these things get funny when you're sewing. Here's the lining piece for the front, and it has a joining because of course I'm using an old jean. So anyways, at the end we have 4 pieces for the front bodies. That is 2 pieces for the main fabric and 2 pieces for the lining. Right here I've taken 1 piece of the fabric and 1 piece of the lining, and I'm going to sew together, right side facing each other. I'm going to start sewing from the bottom, then I'll proceed to the center front. As at the time I was done making this video, I realized that the camera wasn't well positioned. And for the sake of those that don't know how to go about this, I'll be using the paper on the upper part of the screen to explain to us how this will sew. Like I said earlier, the sewing is going to start from the bottom area and to extend to the center front area, and then to come to that curved part at the underbust region. So you stop sewing at that point, so you'll be able to turn everything out from the side front. You are going to repeat the same process for the other side of the front bodies. Moving on to the back bodies, the back bodies is also divided into 4 pieces, 2 pieces for the main fabric, 2 pieces for the lining. So you go ahead and join the main fabric at the center back. Do same for the lining pieces. Then place right sides facing each other and sew at the bottom at the top, leaving the sides out. At this point, you would have successfully turned in the bottom and the upper part of the back bodies. Then go ahead to match up the sides of both the front piece and the back piece. That's one side of the front piece to the back bodies and the other side of the front piece to the back bodies. If you were wondering why we don't have the rough part on the inside, it was because I placed wrong side on the wrong side. I sew on the right side, then turned it inside, and then sew on the wrong side. I hope you understand this explanation. If you don't, I promise to do a video on how to have a clean finishing on the inside without using an overlock or using a lining. At this point, I'm done sewing. I'm going to go ahead to fix the eyelets. You can make as many eyelets as you want, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'll be using just 3. I suggest to use the smallest size of eyelet when you're making something like this. It is actually better, but I don't have that size available, so I decided to go with this. Please don't be like me. When you are trying to mark out the points for the eyelet, do that on the wrong side, not on the right side. I did mine on the right side, so please try not to do so. If you saw this video to this point, I want to say a big thank you. If this is your first time on this channel, I want to say a very big welcome. Do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel and share with friends and family that assume it. So right here we have the underbust corset on Atinoke. See how lovely it is. Please pardon me, I was too lazy to sew a rope, so I actually improvised and used my brother's dirty shoelace. Click on the like button if you found this video useful, and if you have any question, do not hesitate to drop it in the comment section. I'll be there to respond to you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.